you want to drink some coconut, if you want to drink some coconut, come to my home, come to my home, coconut.
Okay, I'm just going to do a short video on how we extract coconut milk from shredded coconut. But before I start, I want to tell you a bit about different types of coconuts and when they go through a period of growth. Okay, this young coconut has a green outer layer. It's got the fibrous husk that is white, and then there's the shell, and inside the shell there's the meat. And as they grow, the meat starts off like a jelly-like product that you can scrape out and eat when you open the coconut. And as it gets older, the meat gets harder. And inside the meat is the water. And in the young coconut, the water is sweet and refreshing. What I've got here now are two older dried coconuts. And you can see that the shell is brown. The other shell inside the side of the young one will be white because it's not matured. In the old brown coconut, the outer layer is brown, and then you have the brown fibrous husk, and the shell is brown. The inside, the meat, will be a lot harder than the jelly-like meat of the younger one, and then you have the water. Okay, to get the water out of the old dry coconut, I will have to pierce one of these holes here, one of the eyes, to make a hole, and then I will drain the water. With the young coconut, I'm just going to cut the fibrous husk, and then I will pierce a hole in here. Okay, now I'm draining the refreshing water from the young green coconut and from the older dried brown coconut. As you can see, I've drained the juice out of both the young coconut and the old coconut, and I'm going to have a taste and I'll tell you. The young coconut is sweet, and the old dry coconut does not have that same sweetness. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to break the coconut, getting ready to scrape the inner meat of the old dry coconut. And how I break that is by holding it as such and just hitting it with a hammer in the middle of the coconut, and it will start to split. And there you have the dry meat of the old dry coconut, and it's very hard. I will proceed to do the same with the young coconut, and there will be a difference in there. Okay, now I'm doing the young coconut, and I'll show you the meat inside. As you can see, the old dry coconut has a very thick meat wall, whereas the young coconut has a very thin soft wall. Okay, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to grate the old coconut, because that's the flesh we use, or the meat we use to extract the milk for our cooking. When we cook a dish called sop, which the ingredients include different types of sweet potato, yam, and pumpkin. Whereas this young green coconut, we're just going to scoop that out and eat it. It's a bit jelly-like. Okay, the tool I'm going to use to scrape the old meat flesh out is this, what we call a scraper. All it is a piece of timber, a metal piece that's been cut out to have like teeth-like edges, so we can scrape the coconut. And I'm going to scrape the coconut and catch the coconut in this dish. I'll demonstrate. When you're scraping the coconut, you have to scrape the coconut in a downward motion and move the coconut around so I can scrape it evenly. I'm not just going to go scrape it all in the same spot. I have to move the coconut around to scrape it. and I'll show you. Okay? Or I will continue to scrape the meat out of the old dry coconut, and I will place it in this basin, and at the end I will add a liter of water, soak the scraping, and then I'll squeeze out the milk. So I'll continue to scrape the coconut. Okay, I've finished scraping the inner of the coconut, and what I'm going to do now, I'm going to add some water into the grated meat, and then I'll squeeze the milk out of the grated meat, and that's the milk that we use when we're doing our cooking. Alright, I'm now going to squeeze the meat to extract the milk. And there you have the coconut milk that we use in our cooking.
Come to my home.